Okay,
Will you
I'm
get
ready.
off of my lap?
Sorry.
Please wait.
You know what
Now
I
I'll
was
get off your
just...
lap.
Thank you. You know what I was just thinking?
What?
Sometimes the show is best when it's just you, me,
Mhm.
and the pioneer woman Ree.
Mhm.
Ree Drummond, the pioneer woman.
She is making spatulas. She's making. Oh, can you hear this? Can you believe I'm getting a call?
No, I can't.
Hold
I
on.
can't even hear it.
Let me get this. Hold
Okay.
on. And I shouldn't have even brought this up because you can't hear it. Here, let me
Right.
see if you can hear this.
There it is.
Okay.
God, that gives me anxiety.
Hello, Ree?
It's her? Really?
Mhm. Hey, Ree, how's it going?
Oh, I hope... She's probably a little nervous.
Hey there, boys. It's me, Ree. Just wanted to tell you I'm making the spatulas and the cookie cutter trays that have the flowers on them. But I'm also teaching you how to make ghee. That's butter spelled with a GH. And it's shelf stable, and I put it in my biscuits, and I put it in my crackers, and I put it in my hat, and I put it in my shoes, and I put it in the cheesecloth. Put it in the cheesecloth. Put the butter in the cheesecloth. My name is Lee. I'm the pioneer woman. I got a magazine, and I got a magazine.
Ree!
And
Ree, I
Ree...
can't breathe because of all that fire you're spitting.
Yeah. And Ree, sometimes you have your daughter film on her iPhone for the TV show, don't you?
Yes, my daughter film is on the iPhone for the TV show.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Joey, hang up on her, please.
Okay. Oh.
Whoa.
Doot, doot.
Joey, okay, so let's just get it out in the open. Joey is coming into the episode with his head held high.
Yes.
Because we had a little poll of our whole high school class. We said, "Dear Toothless Wonders."
Uh-huh.
That's what
Which
our
was
mascot
our-
was. Yeah. I'm not saying anything derogatory about our class.
No.
That was
no.
our mascot. We went to
Lightning and thunder, here they come. The Toothless Wonders. Who? Lightning, thunder, toothless, wonders. Ah!
Mhm.
And then Matt McConaughey would come out and do
Yeah.
it. He would do it into the microphone for us.
Yes.
Because that's a character that we want to look up to.
Yeah.
We aspire to be him, just like how he says, all right, all right, all right, which
Yes.
is the same character that also said, I love high school girls because I keep getting older, but they stay the same age.
Right. I think we should lock up all these people. I know
Yeah.
that's kind of a right-wing talking point, but think of this. A stupid squirrel finds his nut twice a day when he's scratching around down there.
Yeah. A stupid squirrel finds his nut twice a day. That's something to live up to. We should have a shirt that says lunch break, finding their nut twice a day.
While scratching around down there.
That's great. We're coming in here. Yes, we had the big poll, and
Yes.
it's making me feel much like Landon feels 90% of the time. He feels like he's Alpha Gong Gong. And now that is how I feel because of this poll. I am in Alpha Gong Gong mode.
Yes.
So tell the people about the Toothless Wonder poll.
Well,
because I already know the story.
Yes, we asked everyone, but really it came down to 2 votes. Some 2 mutual friends of ours who are also a couple who, my couple that I'm part of had a dinner with their couple that they are a part of.
I was going to ask you to bring this up.
Could this be any more obtuse?
And have your knees removed. How about now?
Now that's the t-shirt. Lunch break. Could this be any more obtuse? And then on the back, now have your knees removed.
Now have your knees removed, and it's a picture of Steve Martin
Of
that
Dorf. Now that's a callback to something that we said in conversation to one person.
Yeah, off the air.
Now, that one person happens to be a listener. They will find this funny. Maybe. Maybe not.
I think that's a good thing to put out there for a lot of our listeners, because you're probably at home thinking, I want to have that experience. I want to talk with the guys, TM, and I want to have an experience where then they bring something up on the show. Okay. And I'm the only person that gets that joke. You can do that. Send us a message. We say this every week that our fans are, I'll be honest, you're not messaging us.
No.
Okay. I'm not getting the feedback. I mean, I do some when I put my headphones in.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the human feedback that I want from you guys. So Landon, please tell this story that I would like to say, and I'm not in character anymore. This is a real story.
Yes.
Now
this
I'm
is
back
a
in
real.
it.
So, okay, let's clear some things up. Our high school was the Toothless Wonders. So that's true. We did not take a poll of the whole class. Just 2 monumental figures in the class.
Yes. So, yes, clear that up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the whole school. That's part of what we call a joke.
Right. But I went to dinner with a good friend of both of ours and his wife, who also went to school with us. And we were talking about how when we were freshmen coming into the big hike school, and you look at all the seniors and they're all like have 8-pack of abs and they're chiseled, and all the men are hunky dory, and they walk around with a football for some reason, and they just pass the football to each other. In between and during passing time, they'll go from Mr. Spinkter's class to.
But they don't have to call him Mr. Spinkter. They just get to call him Tom.
Yeah, he's like,
Tom,
you know
catch.
what?
And he's like, me?
Yeah, he catches it. He throws it to Mrs. Spinkter down the hall, who isn't as lenient. She does prefer you to call it. And sometimes, the year before it was Mrs. Thompson. And then obviously they got married, and she says, do not, under any circumstance, call me Ms. Thompson anymore.
No more. I am maiden. No more.
Mrs. Spinkter to all of you.
Yes.
And to all of you, a good night.
A cooked goose.
So, yes. So we were just kind of reminiscing. It wasn't that so weird. And then we all figured we would have that glow up, as they say. All of the boys in our freshman class, once they become seniors, they will also become, I don't know, over 6 foot tall.
One day I'm gonna be a senior, and I'll be 6 feet tall, and I'll be scraping the sky with my nipples, and I'll pass the football, and I'll run away with the computer coach.
Right. But much to the chagrin of everyone, none of us turned out that way.
No,
all of us are about 4'12" on a good day.
I would say none of us ran away with the computer coach.
No one ran away with the computer coach. That is true. Now,
interesting.
Did someone else? Yeah. But no one's going to pitch a fit for that, are they? We're going to keep talking about how Matthew McConaughey said a line in a movie as if that was actually his thoughts as a person.
My thought was, I say, all right. It's on the page.
Just like Well, never mind. We don't need to get into this. Stick with the story. Stick with the story.
Yeah.
I know that's
We'll see how the court TV thing pans out. We won't get into it.
That's the antithesis to this whole shebang, but I'm going to stick to the story.
I
stick to
really
the
don't
story.
want you to get off topic too much because I want
Yes.
people to hear what you have to say at the end of this story.
Okay, so we were just sitting there talking, eating our cheese gordito crunches at the fancy restaurant. We said one time this month we're going to go to the fancy restaurant, the Taco Bell on the south side, and we're going to go for the gordito crunches. Now,
when you say we, who are you talking about?
Me, the woman who shares a bathroom with me, my good friend and yours.
Yes.
Who hopefully someday we will hear from on this show. I think he is a listener, and hopefully someday we can get him to call in and give his 2 cents.
Yeah, but then we'd have to rename the show to something like, I don't know, Call In Mockery or something.
Yeah, that's true. That would be so stupid. And his wife, who is also a mutual friend of ours.
So to be clear, I was not there.
You were not there.
I did not inhale the cheesy gordita crunch burrito supremo with the nacho flaming hot cheese sauce.
Right.
I did not.
And it's unfortunate because the gordita crunch has become $6 or something like that. It's crazy.
$6 crunch long.
Taco Bell is no longer and we didn't go to Taco Bell. We went to a much nicer restaurant, Taco John's. But when you go to Taco Bell, they are charging you the prices of Taco Bell used to be the college kids' oasis. You go, you get full for $5. You can get.
I don't understand you because I think I regularly spend $2 to $3 at the Taco Bell. If you play your cards right with the value meal, you can get too much food. $4 is too much to spend for one meal.
It used to be. But now they charge you. They charge you more for the things. They're charging you more for the things that I used to get for much cheaper. All right, that's the end of the show. Okay, so we're at the restaurant and we're talking about high school scene. To recap this now 12-minute story that hasn't even begun to begin. Think about that. It hasn't even begun to begin. We're talking about how high school seniors used to be hot. When you're a young bumpkin looking up to the high school seniors, you're saying, God, that guy's hot. I hope one day I'm hot. Well, we become seniors. None of us are hot. At least that was the story we were telling ourselves until my wife and I ask the married couple across the table, can you think of one person in our whole class that is like actually hot that you would say, no, they are hot? Not just like, yeah, he's cute. He looks the same. Don't look at me like that. And of course, after the obligatory, well, first off, everyone sat silently thinking for about 5 minutes. And then there was the obligatory, well, of course, you two, and our wives pointed to us, and we all know you have to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, honey.
And then after the charade of acting like they were waiting, and not Sherrod Carmichael, his great HBO Max special. I know we'll get to that eventually, Rothaniel, where he finally tells the truth that we've all known for a while. Wasn't this the news from his last special?
We'll get into it. Okay. I really don't want to take away from what's about to come here. And people are starting to drive slower to work. They're
eventually going to get to it. What if we don't? Maybe we'll stretch this for the whole show. No, we would never do that. So to recap, just kidding. So after they take a couple seconds to thank and then say, "Oh, of course, our husbands are smexy," and we're like, "Yeah, sure." The couple across the table from us both say in unison, "Joey's hot." With the same voice and the same breath, Joey's hot.
clearly so they didn't talk about this at the table.
They did not know that we were going to bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
So they have both well, maybe not independently thinking, but it sure seemed like it to us. Now, there could be a reality in which they talk about this constantly. They're always talking about, oh, you know Joey? And they're like, yeah. And then the other one's like, he's hot. And then the other one's like, yeah, he could be.
He's our third.
He's our third. So and they didn't say that, but you have to kind of, you read between the lines a little bit when they both
and this
start
is where we find
salivating.
out. Where we find out if one of them is a listener, because they might want to elaborate on this. I would love for some sort of elaboration. I don't want to go over to Landon's house at 9 p.m. and get this story, but not have the full story.
Sure.
I go, what? I mean, first of all, I go, okay. And then they go, okay, now he's got a big head.
Yeah.
You know.
So we did have to put a pin in it a little
bit.
As Shannon Bedore says to Gina on this season of Real Housewives of OC, she kept saying the phrase, you need to put a pin in it in your ego because you're getting a big head because of your successful company, your successful skincare company. And no one really pointed out the fact that putting a pin in it is to put something off for a little while. It's not to deflate something.
So to recap, I am the hottest person that went to TW High School and graduated in 2011. So I have become the hottest person. This is two people's opinion, which I think counts for more than enough.
And by the way, this is two people who know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yeah. And I was snubbed from the Class Clown Award. I was snubbed from the King and Queen Award.
Yeah.
We
all were.
I was snubbed. I don't know if you'd know anything about that. I was snubbed from the King of Queens Award.
Yeah.
You would know a thing about that.
Yeah. Been watching it at night before I fall asleep, in fact. Still funny.
Go ahead and we'll probably put a poll up. We'll have to put a poll up or something. Is Joey the hottest? And probably the smexiest.
Yes. Of the Toothless Wonders class of 011.
We could do if that happens and it works out well, we can have our lunch break shirt. Lunch break on the back, it's a picture of Joey. It says Joey, the hottest toothless wonder. Class of 2011.
Yeah. Class of
2011 is too many ofs. That's the sort of thing Microsoft Word might prompt you to take one of those out.
They will give you a red squiggle.
Make this easier for someone to read. I think they got it.
Yeah, I think we can figure this out.
So what was your reaction to this being said?
I looked at my wife and we both kind of burst out laughing, saying, No. We said, who's the hottest? That's good to hear. We said, who's the hottest? But also you got to think, that's like when someone comes up to you and says like, hey, your brother's hot. And you're like, my brother's an idiot.
Yeah.
You know? Because that's how we view Joey in this household. He is a brother.
I'm sort of like your idiot brother.
But of course, that's Paul Rudd, and he is hot.
Yeah. So, okay, well.
No, it's like someone goes up to you and like, is that your cousin? Your cousin's hot. And you're like, no, he's not. He used to poop on his own hand and rub it into his hair and say, I'm the king of the dookie.
And they're like, well, then call me Queen Dookie. And you're like, nah. But no, the woman that you share a bathroom with made it very clear that she set them straight and said no. Or I believe it was even asked, you must mean a different Joey.
Yes, because there are a couple Joeys in our class. So we had to clarify, you mean Joey, our Joey? And they assured us, yes, our Joey, your Joey. And so we just said, okay, well, agree to disagree then. And No, I think we all concluded that. I
They're
mean,
right.
Joey's a fine looking man.
Well, it's not. It's and today I come looking like a fresh peach, wearing a jail suit. So yeah, it's kind of like what's his name, Forrest Grump's A Box of Chocolate. You never
Yes.
know what is in the box.
Right.
What's in the box?
'Cause you've thrown away the little piece of paper that tells you.
If it's more if it's more chocolate,
Right. Or dork work chocolate or
dark chocolate with hazelnut.
so that is the story from my weekend a couple weekends ago.
Yes, I've been on Mount Alpha Gong Gong ever since Landon told me that story. I feel like Danny Elf been performing at Coachella and just ripping myself, completely ripping through the Simpsons theme song.
No one else on stage.
I'm rocking and rolling by myself through the Simpsons theme song.
Not only have you ripped through the song, you've ripped your shirt off.
Mm-hmm. I've shown all my tattoos I got last week
that are of Brat Simpson.
Mm.
They're all of Brat.
They're all of Brat. There's one of, I think there's one of Gomer.
Yes. Well, yes, and it says I have piles.
Mm-hmm. I think it's it's just a pile of Gomers. Now that that's out of the way, I mean, my questions aren't answered. I'd love to get some more.
No, maybe we could.
Yeah, we need to set something up to get into this because people also might think this is one of those stories that you tell that's not necessarily funny, but it's all made up.
Mm-hmm.
This is not one of those times. It's neither funny nor made up.
That's right.
It's simply a fact.
It's a fact. Sometimes a story is just that. A fact.
Unless you are Norm Macdonald, who I came across Norm Macdonald, me doing stand-up. Yes. Have you watched? I'm sure you have. I've seen it just came on. The second I put it on, tears are coming out of my eyes.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of a story, whatever he's saying, it's bonkers how funny it is.
I just started laughing more than I've laughed all week thinking about it. That's the power of Norm. Norm.
It's just, you could say, oh, well, that's just the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just came across that it was on. It's just the funniest thing that's ever been made. And it's not even the only funniest thing he's ever done. No. There's other funnier things.
One of the greats.
One of the greats with Mission Army. Eric.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget it. Hey, what do you think of... Okay, this is another thing, because a couple of weeks ago we did this where we just kind of both had some jokes written down that weren't fully jokes, but there's something there. So can I do a couple for you? I have a couple things written down, and let's just see,
that sounds about right
happens.
For the trajectory of the show.
So it's a British football coach. Mm-hmm. He comes to America to take over a failing football team, and he's called Jed Saddle.
That's it. You don't even get the crack. No, you do. It sizzles and it pops. Jed Saddle. And what part of that? So you said that was a joke. And you said the joke's not finished?
There's something maybe funny potentially there at some point.
It could be And we shouldn't even get into this because it already seems like we're Landon has what can only be described as a boy hanging from his body right now. This must be his props for this week. Since everyone loved the prop section we did last week, Landon decided to bring it back.
We had a lot of big messages coming in about the props.
A lot of big messages.
Yeah. Okay, so here's another thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's more.
You know the saying "Okay, Boomer"?
Mm-hmm.
And then also there was someone who was the "Okay, Bomber."
Sure. Oh, there's something there. Yeah. Okay. I think there could be something done with that. If that would have just happened, does it seem like our energy level for this episode is at about a 2 to 3 out of 1 cherry cordial? I don't think so. If that guy would have said whatever at the wherever that happened, and they went, no free healthcare, and then that person said, okay, boomer. But if that had happened pretty close, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then there would have been like an airplane situation where they're like, get him, because they say hijack.
Right.
Which, come on. If that were on Disney Plus, they'd have to put a little thing before that was like, hey, times
was
were
a
different.
Different time. Yeah.
When people could make jokes.
Well, speaking of that, do you have anything for lunch?
I've already cracked it open.
Yeah.
You might not have even noticed.
Mm-mm.
Landon, it's time for the kombucha train to end because there's a new what?
We're done with it?
Yeah, it's
okay.
And that doesn't mean we have to stop drinking it.
Oh. It's not it's not cool anymore, huh?
The new way to go now is, of course, Tepache.
What?
That's right. It's the brand. It's the newest, hottest thing on the market. It is something that is brand new. I'm billing it as the new kombucha. It's going to be the newest fizzy craze, and it's brand new. Okay,
what is it?
So. Brand new. People are going to love this. Hola. For generations, Tepache, a fermented probiotic drink made with pineapple rind and a unique blend of aromatics and spices, has been served and savored throughout Mexico. So yes, I, a young white man from the South, has declared that this generations old drink is new and now cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've discovered it myself. There is no other person to have discovered this drink before me. And I'm letting everyone know that it's actually the next big thing, and it's actually important to try. So, what, you want to fight that?
No.
Okay. This brand, this centuries old drink, generations of fermented beverage of Mexico, comes to me from the health food store. And I said, I got to try this out. Is it the packaging? Is it because I want the fizzy drink? Do I want the probiotics in my gut to make me go? So a couple months ago, I get one. Landon. It's good. You've got cinnamon in there. It's made of pineapple. It's not super vinegary. Not that I don't like that.
You love
it. I like that very much. But this is more of a sweeter fizz. This one that I got is the mango chili. And watch out, it is picante. So you've got your fermented pineapple, you've got your mango puree, you've got your mango extract, you've got your pineapple extract, you've got your cinnamon, you've got your chili. This is fine sipping.
Yeah. Well, I love pineapple, so I'm going to go ahead and have to give that a try, I think.
There's all different kinds of flavors of this stuff. Go ahead and give it a try. You can get it from a cart served on the streets of Mexico.
Well, yeah.
You could probably closer to home go to the store. But
Yeah, I'll try it first.
is it a good lunch?
Hmm?
That is the rub, my friend.
Mm.
I'm going to say this. If I had brought this
Stop
if
rubbing me.
if I had bought this, which I did, but if I had brought it to work, because today I did not bring a lunch. I was so sad. If I brought this for lunch and they said that's it, that's all you get. You know what? I'll take it. Mango,
Wow.
chili. It's fizzy, so you feel full because your stomach's bloated. 0.9.
Whew. By the way, real quick, before we go any further, we have to address the fact that we both gave the Lemon Crisp Kit Kat a 1, didn't we?
Yeah.
Thus, that does usurp the fruity cereal Kit Kat.
But how? If we both gave them both a 1, how does
that's how it
usurp?
goes. That's how it goes.
Because it knocked it, because we said we found a new.
It's the most recent number 1.
I think that works just in the fact that our listeners do not want to hear us struggle to remember.
Well, and I don't want to. I'm done with it. I want us to just say Lemon Crisp.
Yeah. Okay. So
I
lemon
want to say
crisp.
out of 1 Lemon Crisp.
Out of 1 lemon crisp, I give the Tepache, the De La Calle. Oh God.
Put that up on the screen again.
Okay.
And how did you say that?
I didn't. So, hey, only 40 freaking calories. I'm
Really?
just sipping these all day.
Wow.
I might order a
Wow.
case.
Yeah.
A case of the freaking. I might order a case of the. Hey, I just got a message that someone I work with looks like their kid has COVID, so may need to get some more tests done. Landon, onto you.
Surely you are immunized in a major way.
I think so. I mean, I still have it, so
I don't think it can latch onto anything when there's still old COVID coating your lungs.
oh, honey, with these love handles, anything can grab hold.
Well, staying in the healthy mood.
Yeah, Landon's in a mood. He's in alpha gong gong mood.
We've had the cauliflower stalks on the show.
Did you? Yes.
From the ground up. We've had. That's
I bet
the
you got
brand.
the chips.
This
wow.
is butternut squash stalks, cinnamon.
Oh
Ever had these?
no! But you're making me lick my lips thinking about it.
You get that. First of all,
Mhm.
I love the stalks. I love the cauliflower stalks. I now love the
Yes.
butternut squash stalks.
Yes, the butternut squash
nice-
stalks.
it's a nice crunch. No, but here's the deal. You can taste the butternut
Hey, come
squash,
here
which
now.
I like.
Hey, come here now. Here's the deal. Hey, I'm going to give you a butternut squash stalk.
I like butternut squash. You
So
can
is it
taste
better than
squash.
the is it better than the apples? Is it better than the apple crunch sticks with the cinnamon on them?
How do you mean?
You know what I'm talking about. You're just doing this to embarrass me in front of our friends. Do you know what are they? The veggie fries that come in the bag?
Mhm.
They have the apple fries
Right.
instead, but they have cinnamon on them.
Never had them.
So is it better than that?
Yeah. Because it is. Well, you know when you have a little sweet tooth in the afternoon, sometimes I just get a little hankering for a little something sweet.
But you
And-
don't want a piece of cake.
I'm not gonna. Okay, I can't. I can't anymore. Maybe when I was a kid. Maybe when I
Yeah.
was, I don't know, in high school, trying to become the second hottest guy in class.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could back then when my metabolism was so fast and so
Yeah.
strong and so good, and I could do whatever I wanted. And I would be like Cary Grant, and I would do whatever I wanted with my good friend Rob Lowe. I don't know.
You like slices of cake, don't you, Landon?
Yeah, I do. So this is a nice little tasty, sweet treat that you know is not going straight to your feet.
Ding, ding.
It's good. I give it a point. I mean, I can't give it a 1, but it's a perfect snack, really.
Oh, man.
So I give it a 0.9.
A bag of those with a crisp drink such as what I'm sipping on.
Yeah,
That's a perfect
good
one.
lunch.
And that's one that we cannot say every week. So because of that, it can't ever get a 1. No matter how good it is. That's the other part of this.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand that about the naming scheme.
Well, isn't that what's so fun about lunch break is that
Mhm.
it evolves over time, with the politics and the socioeconomic trends of the day. We are
Yeah.
also constantly evolving with what's, we're not going to say the same old things every episode for the last 2 years.
We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna keep going back to tried and true. We're not. We're gonna do something.
We're not gonna keep going back to the same well that's out in the desert surrounded by gay dogs. We're not gonna keep going out into the desert being struck by the power of doing the same thing over and over and expecting.
Come into my office and give me 4 jokes on
Do you-
Sam Elliott.
Do you want to hear this crazy trailer of Stephen Baldwin
Yeah.
trying to do an Australian accent?
Yeah.
All right, I'll try to pull it up.
Okay. But until then, I have to know what you watch. What'd you watch?
What did I watch? To prepare myself for the Northman, I rewatched The Vavitch.
Mhm.
Pretty good movie. And I know we've got all our listeners out there. They're like, come on, we love The Witch. We want to hear you give it a good rating. First time I watched it, I'll be honest. I'll just straight up be honest. I wasn't feeling it. I said, I get it, but I thought it was going to be like I didn't know it's just going to be kind of a period folk tale of people talking. And
That's what this guy's
creepy.
obsessed with.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that I know that, I go in, I have some fun, watch a great little flick, well-made flick. Twing.
Ow.
And I watch it. I did not see The Northman yet. But what I did watch, because Landon wouldn't shut up about it last week.
What do you give it?
7.5.
Wow.
I went and saw everything a lot of times. Okay. So I went and saw the big movie that everyone's talking about. And I sat next to a very nice 70-year-old woman who could not have had her mind blown anymore as she turned to me throughout the movie. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, yeah, I think us too. And she's like, that's good to know. She couldn't even think about anything after it ended. And I couldn't either. I said, no, it doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah.
These guys just do it right.
Yeah. So you
What a
liked it.
film. What a film. Fun. You just see it just gives you some hope in these younger generations.
Yeah. They're our age.
I know.
They're a little bit older, luckily.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does give you some hope in these younger generations.
Yeah. I'm just saying that for no one except maybe my parents.
Mm.
And just this generation of theirs is doing all right. These younger kids have got it figured out. They're reinventing film, is how I see it.
Wow.
It's so funny.
It's funny, yeah.
People were laughing even when I felt like they shouldn't laugh.
Wow.
To the point where I was sort of like, hey, I know that maybe you're embarrassed to feel something, but you don't have to laugh. You can let the moment sit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be embarrassed that you're with your friends and you're feeling a little something down below.
Did you
in your
feel?
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did feel that way.
Yeah. Did you, now that you've seen it, I can kind of get into some light spoilers, maybe. There's a certain part that has, I'll just say, a rock. Maybe a couple rocks.
Mm-hmm. I get.
Even those parts, as funny as they were heartfelt in a way. Yes.
It's like Kurt Vonnegut wrote a novel that people said you can
he
never.
wrote a few.
Okay, name one. Time's up.
Oh.
So it's like if he had written a novel, hypothetically, he wrote one. And people said, this is great, but it can never be filmed. They found a way to do it. Oh my God. If you're not watching the footage of what just happened,
The greatest moment in lunch break is.
You found. Yes, it is. It's like when it's like they filmed the unfilmable, huh?
Mm-hmm. Because they made it. It is unfilmable. It's so unfilmable that somehow it is filmable.
Somehow
and they did it.
The most filmy film you've ever filmed before.
They brought back our favorite. They got Short Round back in his pants. They said, "Get out here and do your thing."
Well, because he had been without pants for so long.
I think that was the tragedy of his. It's kind of like when you hear about Rick Moranis, him giving up, Hollywood
getting
and all
punched in New York.
Well, that's the thing. This is like him having no pants for so long was like he was punched long ago and just never recovered. They got him to set. They put him in some pants and they set him free. There's just we can't even get into this movie because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, we would have.
And
to
everyone's saying the same thing. Yeah, yes. People are talking it up, and guess what? Even if it's been talked up to you where you're like, okay, I see they're going kind of crazy and they're being cuckoo bananas. That doesn't change a thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what's good about it, because there is the surface level of like, oh my gosh, they really did that?
So random.
It's so totally crazy that they. No, I'm not. I don't care about that. I don't want that. That's not what I'm like. Oh, and then and then she's dancing, and then she pops his head like a balloon.
Landon spits that out after like a chicken bone at dinner.
It's funny, sure. It's funny. There's the Ratatouille reference, the all these crazy things that they come up with. Sure, it's funny. You take that or leave that, because what's at the heart of the movie is what matters. And that is what really stuck with me.
And all the details. All this, it's such a simple story, right? At the base of it, it's a very, very simple story. But all of the small little details that went into everything, all the little jokes, all the details there. We've all seen the hot dog fingers on the internet, okay? But the little details that are in there, the styles of how they shot stuff, the music in the background, like the poorly played music
Right.
for those parts. Just all these little things. It just makes you feel like everyone else that has made a movie is taking the easy way out. Because how long would it take to do that movie compared to, oh, I don't know, let's just say, and you can let them know I said this, Phantom Thread. Okay, so I need a dress and I need a pin and some thread. I need a pin and a needle. Okay.
Yeah. And yet these are the people that continuously win best makeup and best costume design at the Oscars.
Mhm.
People that can just go into any Hollywood closet and pull out an old lady corset and an old lady dress and old lady makeup, and they still, if this
I
movie,
was using those.
if it boggles the mind every time it happens, but it happens almost every year. They give a period piece best costume. It's like, we've had those since the beginning of when they wore those clothes. That's not great costume design. Anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, this movie should win some Oscars, yes?
Do you think it will?
No. Because it's too early. It's too,
That's
no one
the thing.
remembers.
They pushed it out too early. I don't think they were expecting this response.
Yeah.
A24 needs to have a little faith in their movies. Landon hates all of them, but he likes this one. So I think maybe they should have had a little foresight that they were going to get some new fans.
New fans. Got some new fans.
Got some new fans.
Well, and to your point and what I was kind of getting at too, of all of the random, totally random stuff, all used. The strangest, most stupid, funny. Like at the time, you're thinking, "Oh, this is just a funny joke," and in lesser hands would have just been totally random and totally silly and crazy and totally wonky.
It all has a
All
place.
has a place. Oh God! Just make better movies.
Take me back to the theater where I'm watching this movie, and I'm at the new little theater down here, and I'm sitting way too close, and then it's the part where everything's flashing in front of you for 5 minutes, and I'm like, I think this is it. I'm going to have a seizure. The woman next to me is going, oh my God, keeps looking at me as if I came with her. I'm just like, yeah, my girlfriend's getting jealous.
Yeah.
Who'd you come with, me or her? I'm like, I can't tell which way is south right now.
Mm-hmm. And then you look down and it's giving a standing ovation.
So I give this movie a Joey's Choice Award. So that's sort of how I feel about it. I also watch Bad Vegan.
Well, we can talk about that because I too have seen Bad Vegan.
Wow. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, right?
It is funny that Alec Baldwin plays a part in it.
Of course he does.
This guy's
and
everywhere.
This is not even who cares? It's not a spoiler. But the first episode is about like this woman's missed connection with Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Clearly something that was put together before.
Alec Baldwin just put that on with his wife, Hilaria. Just to sit back and relax, to get his mind off of whatever. I'm sure something's going on with him. I'm not sure what it was, but
no, it's
he
just
puts
these
that
Hollywood
on.
guys. Yeah,
He puts that on and he's like,
Oh God, what else? What else did I do?
his wife's like, so I was just there.
I called her beautiful.
well, they met there.
They met there, but it seems like he was trying to get with her first.
Yeah,
And then
he
he's
was
like,
Well, I guess I'll go sit over here then.
It's just
and then
weird.
guess what? Someone else is there. And then she's still sad about it. But I mean, I guess what happens to her throughout the story, I also too would probably choose, and this is going back to the movie we just discussed, I would probably take the path with Alec Baldwin. That's probably a better path than what happened to her over the next several years. What don't you think?
Yeah, but it's this, and then a few weeks ago we talked about what was the other one where the Tinder swindler. I don't know if you
Mhm.
watched that.
No,
all,
no.
all these. Who's believing these people? Why are you believing this guy?
That's
Stop
sort of what.
believing men.
That's thank you. That's what they don't get into is what is the why. I
Right.
know I understand the slowly you're being fed more and more lies, and but
She had to get something out of it.
yes,
She thought she was getting something out of it. That's the only explanation, because the stuff he's doing is so even worse than the Tinder swindler stuff, like as far as outlandish stories that he's feeding her. And why? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Why are you doing this? You're successful. You don't need his money. Like, it's
that's where
so
I
obvious
wish we
now.
would have gotten into that. You know,
They and that's not to say I don't think that she's the victim of a abusive and manipulative,
no.
but there's got to be more to that story that we didn't get to hear because it was all from her her side of it.
Yes,
There's got to be something else there because this one's
There's
just
gotta
so
be.
crazy.
because then they still talk to her old employees that are saying yes, I am still mad at her.
Right.
It's just a weird hey, but it's a
Hey.
good story and it's great to watch and just watch each episode get more and more depraved.
Mhm.
Like feeling bad for this person, but you're also going, but why? So that's fun. Check that out. It's one of those things you can kind of watch and go, that's one of the, that's a crazy thing to happen to someone. And then it ends and you just go, huh. Lots of stuff happens in the world.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do what do I do with that?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect me.
You watch the 4 episodes and you go, wow, that's crazy that happened to her.
Yeah. And then
Hope she's okay.
and then you scroll over to
Then, Otto starts Clifford.
you scroll over to the Outlander and watch freaking mom porn.
Landon, what'd you watch?
That's
A little
Netflix
MP?
for you, and that's why they're losing all their subscribers.
No, that's not why. I'll tell you what it is. Do you want to know what it is? This is my theory, okay?
Yeah.
It's not because of the freaking bomb porn that they're playing on there, okay?
Mhm.
I'll tell you what it is. I think it has something to do with everyone sharing passwords.
Oh.
So that's just my theory. I don't think people have kind of caught on to that yet.
Well, you know what? I'm going to start kicking everyone off that shares a password with me for my Netflix, for my Disney Plus.
I don't think you need to go that far. No. I don't think you need to go that far.
For what?
I don't think you need to kick everyone off that shares your passwords. I don't think to those certain people, I don't know if that's necessarily fair. And I think every action has a repercussion. Let's just put it that way. And you don't want the hottest guy in high school to have some sort of grudge against you, hypothetically.
Yeah.
So let's just put it that way.
Okay. Well,
what'd you watch?
Let's see. Oh, here's a nice little limited series that people are talking about. The Thing About Pam. Renee Zellweger made up to look like someone named Pam. This is great. It's based on the Dateline podcast and a couple episodes of Dateline that kind of uncovered this story about Pam, who is a crazy person. And it is pretty good. I would suggest checking it out for any of those. I don't want to even say anything because to spoil this story would be akin to slaughtering your dog.
Is the Renee Zellweger of it all necessary? Does this feel like a Penguin situation?
A little bit, but in this way, it is a little more like you kind of. I get it for a TV show more than I get it for a movie called The Batman that everyone's gonna go see anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
the thing about Pam, maybe people aren't going to tune into that. So an added bonus is, a famous movie star is being made up into a lady called Pam
Mm-hmm.
that looks like, someone else. Now, is there an actor that probably looks like that? Yeah. But I get it a little more than the Penguin situation. The Penguin situation is insane. You could just get a guy that looks like that.
Yeah, and that's also the name of the show that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, look out for the Penguin situation on, I think, the CW app.
Yeah.
What do you give this Pam lady?
Thing about Pam, it's the lady. I give her a 0.
Oh,
But the show,
nasty boy.
I give the show a nice even 7.5.
Wow,
It's good.
Wow.
It's good. It's good. You should check it out. And then let's see what else. What else I was gonna say.
What else I was gonna say? Oh, he's melting.
Have you been watching that Moon Knight?
Oh
The
my
Moon Knight.
God, no.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I need to give it a shot. It's on the list, but for some reason I was trying to get onto Disney Plus today at work, and I just couldn't figure out my password. I was trying to look for it, but I didn't want to I didn't feel like I needed to necessarily reset it. It's just not one of those things I want to necessarily deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I couldn't get around to it, but I'll figure out the password at some point.
Hey, if any of these Disney Plus shows is worth giving a shot, I would say it's this one.
But his accent
Is good.
I've been saying that since people made a deal. Like when I watched the trailer and they're like, okay, you got to hear this. And he's like, hey, how you doing? I was like,
Yeah, he's doing an expertly. It's the things people get mad about these days. Oh, it's so silly.
It's crazy because if you watch, I think it's just people in America.
Yeah.
Like if you watch a movie that was filmed in Britain, you've got so many different accents. If you told me all those people were American, I'd be like, okay, well, they're kind of stretching the accent a little bit. So you'll be like, they sit down in the bottom of a well there, he's got himself biscuit in it, you tell me. That's a real person. That's not like, you're not exaggerating.
Right. Well, and the other aspect is if you don't even have to know anything about the Moon Knight character. You just have to watch the rest of the trailer to see that he is multiple different guys.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously he's putting on an accent.
Yeah,
in the world
it's a
of the
fake
show.
accent in
It's
the
not
show.
even it's not even just that an actor is doing an accent. It's that a guy in a show is acting like a person from Britain.
He's acting like a person from in Britain. Oh.
So it's just silly, but no, he's great. Oscar Isaac. An expert performance by this guy. And it's, at least thus far, removed from the wider MCU in a way that's refreshing, because we don't need to see everything being so connected like some of the other shows have been. So for that, I give it a 2 big thumbs up, and we'll see how they round out the final couple episodes. But so far, I'm highly satisfied.
Mm-hmm. Wow, big smile. It hasn't quite hit the Joey's Choice Award, but first seasons are always.
And it's only going to be the one season. Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal: providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.